Good morning, park managers, and welcome back to Community Park 11.0 on Jurassic World Evolution 2. Today's suggestion comes from Sim1, who asked for an Ankyloculus forest. Now, this is probably one of my favourite hybrids because it kind of almost represents two real-world sauropods, that being Saltosaurus and the other one being Shunosaurus. And honestly, I'd love Shunosaurus. I always use this as like a fake Shunosaurus in my parks. But anyways, as we go for the forest, we are going to be doing a fake sauropod feeder, and then we're going for a temperate look. So I quite like the idea of Ankyloculus walking around this temperate forest. So we're not going to do the trees too close, we're going to separate them a fair bit, and as well just to add something interesting to the enclosure, we're doing like a slight ditch kind of valley thing with a load of rocks around it, just for like an extra feature into this for them to interact with, go through and go around. As you know, sometimes you know a forest can be broken up by things. I didn't want to do a river, I wanted the water source in the offshore area to make them use the whole paddock going back and forth, so they have to go for the water on one side, go to the other side to get their food. Now as you see right now, I'm doing a dirt path and I'm using just this standard fibrous brush just to add some life to the ground, because like I said, this is going to be a fairly open forest, so there will be still life. It won't be all dirt and like dead leaves and things. There's going to be a lot of bushes growing around, which just adds to the thickness and the lushness of this enclosure, and also will slightly hide our Ankyloculus from the outside world, and you'll only get slight glimpses of them, which will make for some interesting screenshots a little bit later on. And also if you're playing in first person mode, it's just kind of interesting seeing it. I also wanted a few of these red trees knocking around. I know they are the autumn ones, but you do get trees with red leaves or dark purple leaves, which I think would be kind of cool. I added a little bit of texture to the past with using the dirt and grass brush. I thought it added something kind of nice to look at as well, so it wasn't just this sharp contrast of dirt. But obviously these are the main paths, as it were, that our Ankyloculuses are going to be walking. Now you can see them walking up towards the fake herbivore feeder here, which was really simple to do. Like, I've got tutorials on that in the past where you just basically put down a aviary perch on top of one of the food eating trees, and it kind of almost looks like a herbivore feeder. Something I definitely have been missing since Jurassic World Evolution 1. So it's kind of nice you can sort of fake it for the sauropods. It's a shame there's no real way of faking it for the ground herbivores as such, but nevertheless, this enclosure I really do enjoy. As you can see here, this Ankyloculus kind of almost blends it in with the enclosure itself, and it kind of just sort of disappear in and out, and you only get certain angles of views of them, which I really do enjoy. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this. Until next time, I'll see you later.
What's your story?